Arts and crafts and play go hand in hand when it comes to our kids. Now, while we want them to immerse in creative exploration, well, sometimes you have to be a little bit concerned about the chemicals that you might find in commercially available art materials. Well, today we're at the Parenting Emporium where we're going to meet a group of moms who are going to show us some alternatives to the usual art materials. Hey Denise!
Hey Pao!
So what do we have today?
So today we are so excited because we are going to be making homemade non-toxic clay and also homemade non-toxic slime. For the homemade clay, we need all natural ingredients from the kitchen.
All right, well, we've got the entire crew over here to help us out. But let's get to it. Show us how it's done.
So first we add the flour.
You actually measured this out,
Yes, this is actually 1 cup of flour. And then we have the salt. And then we have our cream of tartar.
The secret ingredient.
Yes, 1 tablespoon of cooking oil.
Okay.
So next we will add the water, so 3/4.
Okay, so this is warm.
This is hot water,
hot.
yeah.
It's got to be hot water.
Hot water.
Here.
Yeah, so we're mixing, and this is the important part also. So mixing is important because you get all the ingredients together. So at this point, you can add a color if you'd like.
What made you decide to search out recipes like this?
Well, I wanted to be able to create activities with my children that didn't require being in the mall or spending too much money. Recipes like these, we're using our mind and our hands. So the children learn to mix and measure and get their hands dirty.
Yeah.
In the beginning, people are a bit hesitant, like, oh, I don't want to get my hands dirty. I'd rather do something else. But once I get into it, my kids get into it, and they see, usually the other kids around, they're like, what are you doing?
Right,
They put their
right.
iPad down. They're like, I want to do that too. I want to squish it. And everyone enjoys it. You know, it's not just for kids, but it's, for young and old. So before we start playing with it and making shapes with it, it's now time to add the fun stuff, which is the essential oils. And it smells amazing.
Well, that was really cool. We're going to set aside our Play-Doughs, and you'll show me how to make another fun, art material.
Sure.
Which is what?
Slime.
Slime. Everybody wants to play with slime.
Yes.
Let's get to it.
Okay.
All right, now after all that fun with the homemade clay, we're now going to move on to slime. We've got our table reset. How do we make slime?
So slime is basically glue mixed with other home stuff.
Okay.
And all you have to do is add your glue. Okay. Pass it
Right
on.
here, you can put some, pour some for me.
Okay. So next we're gonna add some soap.
Okay, so again, it's not an exact science.
Yes.
It's a little bit of everything.
Measurements are irrelevant.
Okay.
We have the lotion, and then a little bit of cornstarch. And then we have our slime activator.
That's the important stuff, right?
Yes. So at this point, let's add our color. Choose your color, choose your glitter. Again, being a thrifty, indigo, yummy mommy, the glitter is optional.
I want to see how Benny's doing because he's got some slimy slime.
Benny's
over
the
there.
expert.
You are the slime expert. Look at yours.
One of the ways to test if your slime is good is if you poke it and it doesn't stick to your fingers.
Okay,
So
mine's
mine is
like
too
slow motion
slimy.
All right, now the great thing about this project is the kids are learning that creating the material itself is part of the art project. It's hitting 2 birds with 1 stone. Just like the way the creators of U-Bot are doing the same thing by taking our electronic waste and turning them into useful toys and accessories for kids.
U-Bot stands for Upcycled Robots and Abubots. I started to think of the brand as really an honor to the Filipino creativity.
It's basically upcycled robots made from e-waste to give a second life to the e-waste such as keyboards, mouse, wires, and found objects. The range of products, price-wise, it starts from 100 pesos up to 600 pesos. So this is E2D2. It's a bookmark. So it's made of keyboards and popsicle sticks. We have our FlexiCap. So it's a robot with flexible arms and legs. It's actually a pen topper like this. So you wrap it around the pen. Our favorite, our Gaio Matrix. So it's a bag charm. So this is our earphone organizer. We call it Tugs. Ayan. So you use the arm to basically wrap. So you just wrap it around the wires para your earphone will not get tangled. So organizer siya ng earphone. Ayan. So ganito siya.
U-Bot started out with the need to create personalized gifts for friends. Little did Bam know that opening one desk drawer would open the door to a business involving robots and electronic waste.
It started out in 2009 as sort of a way to get by the Christmas time. I opened one drawer in one of our desks, no? And saw a lot of wastes. And there were more electronic stuff than anything. Broken chargers, old earphones, broken wires, things like that. That inspired me to think of a way to create something out of that. The gift started out as keychains. We gave it to our friends. And then one of my friends saw the potential.
In hope of sharing their creativity to the world, they started to sell U-Bots in different stores and art fairs.
For a 2-day bazaar, sometimes we end up with around 10,000 pesos all in, minus the rent. We earn every month because we're also supplying our products to craft stores. Even during the low season, we'd still earn from them, which is still a positive earning, I think.
Selling handmade art pieces was no easy task. In the beginning, they had faced every artist's dilemma.
There wasn't much appreciation with upcycled art. We wouldn't sell. We joined this particular art fair where we didn't sell a thing. So that was really painful. Because we're also artists, imagine having your artwork ignored by people. I had to give it up. So the business was dead for about 2 years. And then it resurfaced 2014 when I met Eric and saw a different kind of consciousness. So we're living in an age now where things are mass-produced and things don't last as long as we want them to. The waste ends with us. And it's up for us as artists and designers to sort of find a creative way to make use of it. A subject in the master's degree, it's called Environmental Concerns, where I learned about upcycling. People weren't conscious about what upcycling was. They knew the word recycling. Upcycling is a creative reuse, no, of byproducts or wastes into something of higher value. But recycling is converting one material into its old form. I became more conscious of trying to find things that I can upcycle. So U-Bot started as a zero waste exercise.
BAM's newfound understanding of upcycling pointed them back to U-Bots. Armed with a deeper sense of purpose, they were ready to revive the business and keep it going despite the challenges.
The demand has grown. Every weekend, you can see art fairs and bazaars. That's really opening up the general market for upcycled art. Now people are ready for it.
Society's growing awareness for upcycling gave them new hope, and it led them to a solution that made sure their products would sell, educating their consumers.
During art fairs, they would see the final product as very attractive, very colorful. They wouldn't necessarily figure out right away that the arm was made of an earphone or the torso is made out of keyboard keys. We're there to explain to the consumer, this is made out of keyboard keys. Oo nga, no? It's a very common, consistently reaction from consumers. We have to try to give them an idea of what you can do with your wastes.
Consumers can take part in the Zero Waste initiative by buying the upcycled products. And they can take it one step further by donating their own electronic waste to U-Bots instead of throwing them away.
We advertise in Facebook that, if they do have a broken keyboard or mouse, they can just trade it with one of our robots, one of our U-Bots. We make it very easy for them. You just have to message us in Facebook and then we can meet them anywhere.
We had this particular, she's from Sri Lanka. She bought 3 of our pendants. She would like to give it to her daughters, to teach her daughter of what things around her can do. Things have a second life. Having that kind of impact was something that's really unexpected for me. In a way, the U-Bots became sort of a beacon of environmental awareness. I think the biggest impact is probably the consciousness and the awareness of what people can do.
Each U-Bot serves as a reminder of how ingenuity can lead to simple solutions to big environmental problems. Upcycling one electronic waste at a time may seem to make a small difference, but as it inspires others to follow suit, those efforts are multiplied, paving the way for a greener, waste-free environment. Well, we've already established the many benefits that arts and play can bring to our kids. And on the next level, we can also use it to teach them a thing or two about the environment. But let's get real here. Doing arts and crafts on a daily basis, well, it actually generates a lot of waste. All that cut paper and glue, it eventually gets thrown out at some point. Well, today we're here with Maricel and Leah, and we're going to be doing a project using some good old-fashioned waste products, which will be a fun project that we can do with our kids that not only teaches them to be thrifty and recycle, it also teaches them not to generate any waste, all right? So Leah, Maricel, take it away. What are we doing here?
So basically, this project is actually my daughter Leah's. When your daughter comes up to you and says, "Mom, I want to save the world, what can I do?"
Right.
You kind of have to support and enable that.
Yeah.
When she started her online child-led movement, Earth Crew Kids, the Eco Brick is one of those projects that she recommended that families can do. So I turn this over to you, Leah.
So basically, to make an eco brick, you need 4 things. So you need a plastic bottle. You're also going to need non-biodegradable trash, a sturdy stick, and a pair of scissors. Take any trash, it's plastic.
You can start stuffing.
Okay, so I notice you're using the stick to push everything down to the bottom. Why is that important?
Because it needs to be super compact. See, this is a finished bottle brick. You want to try and squeeze it?
Solid.
Yeah, it's important for it to be compact because this is going to be used to build future homes, schools, libraries.
See, I find it hard to imagine that somebody your age is so well informed and so involved.
For me, it's important because we all share this home that we call the Earth. It's very important to just have them care. And making these very simple craft activities like more of a bonding session with the entire family.
Right.
Makes it fun, and it also makes the lesson stick more.
How does it feel, Leah, that something that you made with your own 2 hands eventually ends up on something as permanent as a house or a school or a building.
What I like most about it is that this trash, which is now useless and can be potentially harmful, is going to be used to make schools and home structures that people really need. So it makes me feel really happy, and I'm glad I'm doing something to make the world a better place.
All right, well, with a lot more patience and a lot more plastic, you'll eventually be able to pack down your eco brick and end up, well, with something like this. So we're gonna keep at it until we complete our eco bricks. I wanna say thank you to Maricel and Leah here for showing me a fun project like this together. Something that you can enjoy with your kids and really teach them a thing or two. Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
All right. Well, today we've learned that art and the environment are intangibly intertwined. By allowing our kids to indulge in activities like these that are both sustainable and environment friendly, we've effectively instilled in them the importance of taking care of the planet by starting it fun and starting them young. Well, that's all I have for you for this week. For more tips and behind-the-scenes notes, you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram. I'm Paolo Abrera, and I'll see you guys next week right here on Green Living. Check it out. Look at my slime. My slime stuff. Not only does art elevate our general well-being or improve our kids. Now, while we want them to explore creative explorations, everyday handcrafted, finely crafted craftings.
You just need a few drops because these are potent. This is the good stuff. This is good stuff.
So I'm
Yeah.
actually choosing.
What's this?
What's it say?
Ilang-ilang.
I'm actually using ilang-ilang oil.
Yeah. Ilang-ilang.
Arts and crafts and play go hand in hand when it comes to our kids. Now, while we want them, arts and crafts and so sad. But what? But entertainment aside.